And a following theme, the same thing happening on the last weekly show of MCW, as Center's opponent gets attacked. This time, though, it's Noah Morrison getting jumped by Desmond Sapp. People have been wondering in the Twitter channel what Desmond meant, or by his promo, sorry, wondering what he meant by climbing a mountain. I think a lot of people would have assumed that meant Max Black, but it's actually Noah Morrison, and once again it's Senta Inamura that is potentially able to take the benefit of the pre-match attack. Of course, last week managing to get the win over the, at the time, European champion Henry King due to interference from current European champion Francis Sharp. Senta going for the pin early. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 from Noah Morrison. Clearly, though, Senta not scared to take advantage of the opportunity. And regardless of taking advantage, it would still be a great achievement for Senta to be able to put down a former world champion in his own right, Noah Morrison. Of course, it'll be Wayne Evans for the All-Star Championship in Season 1, and before losing it to Masaaki Ryoki at Final Destination. With a big backbreaker from Noah Morrison. The one thing we know is Noah Morrison won't go down easy, and a pre-match attack isn't going to change that as he gets Senta up. And a falling choke powerbomb there. Bring clothesline to the corner. Goes for the pin on Senta Inamura. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 from Senta Inamura. As Senta climbs to his feet. But Noah Morrison, a back body drop onto the apron. I really hope I don't have to interfere with countouts again. At this point, if it happens again, I'm just going to let it play, honestly. I can't be bothered. Also because I'm eating during the match. Noah Morrison with the running knee. And headbutt from Senta. Referee demanding both men to get back in the ring, and Senta clearly wanting to do just that. Picking Noah Morrison up. Noah Morrison getting out of the grip. Back suplex. Oh, not back suplex, back drop, sorry. Senta getting the elbow into the forehead there. Noah Morrison with the big clothesline. Going for the pin now. 1. Kick out at 1 from Senta Inamura. A sit out powerbomb from Noah Morrison. But Senta tripping up the ankles. And bashing the back of the neck of Noah Morrison. Going for the pin now. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Now Senta climbing to the top ropes. It goes for the diving elbow, but rolled out the way by Noah Morrison. Who hits the chin of Senta with an elbow. Goes to try and drag him to the corner, but Senta getting the elbows into the stomach. As now both men start exchanging blows, Senta catching and taking advantage early. Center and Amura waiting for Noah Morrison to get up. And plants him back down the mat with a burning hammer. Landing on the back of the neck, going for the pinfall. 1, 2. A kick out at 2 from Noah Morrison. The lariat to try and end things here. 1, 2, 3, and it does. Center and Amura taking down Noah Morrison, taking advantage of the attack from Desmond Sapp prior to the match. And that is now twice that Center has taken advantage of a attack that had actually nothing to do with him. And despite Noah being thrown neck first into the steel steps prior to the match and then getting thrown on his head with the burning hammer, still managing to kick out. It's a very valiant effort from the New Zealander. But then the lariat was just too much for him to deal with. I don't know why Noah's just stood there. That definitely looks a bit awkward. Bro is just stood there. This game is great, you know. Center is so freaking cool, dude. Thank you very much. Center is one of my calls, so I appreciate the compliment there. Why is Noah just stood there? Here we go. Victor Saint and the debuting Reece James. Again, let's hope he don't get injured for 6 months. Reece James wasting no time, taking the fight immediately to Victor Saint, who is a new talent within his own right. Only one match in MCW so far. Reece James gets the elbow up. Seems like an even back and forth already to open this match. And a lovely springboard crossbody there from Victor Saint, sending Reece down. And the roll-up attempt here from Reece. Kick out before 1 from Victor. Victor now sizing up Reece James. No, you can't complain with that. Yeah, that is true. Either man could deal with the win here. Could do with the win. It'd be either wrestler's first win of the season. Something that both men will want to be able to capitalise on. Nice little pop-up punch there from Victor Saint. And a bit of power there shown by Reece. Goes for the coffin drop, but dodged out of the way by Victor Saint. Forearm to the back of the neck. And a disaster kick. Goes in for the pinfall. And a kick out at 2. From the man that deems himself the pure-blooded Englishman. And despite there actually being a lot of English talent in MCW, I will say that Reece James is actually the only non-Survival Instinct member wrestler to actually don the Union Jack on his ring attire. That being something only done by Survival Instinct members so far. Reece James diving through the turnbuckles. with the DDT. They're putting them in amazing level so far. They are indeed. And now Reece James just biding his energy, taking his time, waiting for Victor Saint to find his own way to the ring. As he does go to the top rope though, maybe looking to take some risk. That he chooses not to. Now the question is, was that a mind games play there from Reece James, or was that more a little bit of a cowardice from a man who has a bit of those beginner nerves settling in? Maybe don't want to take that big of a risk on your first night. The only one that'll know the answer to that question is Reece James himself, who blocks the punch from Victor Saint, throws him towards the steel steps. I'm sure there's a lot of British people on the roster. Well, it's a British company, that's why. We have seen moments like that be costing it. So it is true. People have, you know, it's cost a lot of people victories by kind of second guessing. But another roll-up attempt here. One. Kick out at one. But Victor Saint with his own. One. Kick out at one. I think the referee was a bit too slow there, but I don't think it would have been over a 2 count anyways. I have no idea what Victor's doing. Just goading him and waiting, but wasn't enough. Planted and busted open by Reece James. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. I love some Brit wrestlers. The best kind. Also, it's like all 3 members of the admin team live in the UK, like, and a coffin drop. Now dropping the knees onto the bloodied face of Victor Saint. Victor Saint trying to create a bit of distance. And it was very smartly so, as he was able to block the punch there from Reece James, but still not. But Reece James able to capitalise on Victor Saint while he's vulnerable getting back into the ring. Looks like he was going to go for a clothesline there, but it was caught by Victor Saint, who gets him up, but Reece James pushing out the way with an elbow to the back of the knee. Now Reece James goading him with the elbow. And goes for the pinfall here. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. There's more hardcore deathmatch styles. Thing in MCW. We've only had 1 hardcore match so far. Went for a springboard DDT, but didn't get the distance. Again, it's that kind of beginner misfortune that you get. You don't have the experience to be able to calculate the distance of how far you need to jump. Very precise to hit moves like that. Victor Saint with a reversal. Oh, Reece was pronounced like Rice. No, it's Reece James. Victor Saint throwing him out of the ring. Showing Reece James that he's not scared of the risk, but maybe he should be, as he's sent crashing to the mat on the outside. But Victor Saint reversing, Irish whipping him into these steel steps. And this could be the change of pace that Victor Saint needs to get himself back into this match. But yeah, Wendigo, we've only had 1 hardcore match, which took place at the last PLE. Which was Frankie Vendetta versus Doug Foster for the International Championship. It was a rematch. And Victor Saint has caught Reece James. Plants him right down onto the mat, going in for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Reece James. Both men going to exchange blows, but Reece James can't even find where he is. Probably the most violent match we had. Well, that's why it was advertised as a hardcore match, Alex. Victor Saint planting Reece James back on the mat as he goes to the middle rope here. Double axe handle to the chest. As he picks him up. A sit out power slam. And he's still not done with Reece James here. As he goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Reece James. Still got fight left in him. Moonsault from the top rope. Shoulder barge to the outside. Reece James with a headbutt now. But caught by the leg. So Victor Saint, who gets on top, rains down the punches. Kick to the stomach for good luck. And a big knee to the face. And now face breaker. Throwing Reece James back into the ring. Climbing to the top rope. A bloodied Victor Saint goading Reece James to get to his feet. A kick to the chest. But it's still not enough as Reece James gets right back up and getting back into this match. Trying to do everything he can to turn the tides in his favour. As he runs from one corner to the other. Twists the leg. As now he waits Victor Saint and the slingshot crossbody. Victor Saint though gets the elbow up. And the sling blade. And throwing him into the ropes. Dropping down. And a punch to the gut. And a huge clothesline. Victor Saint's clearly getting a bit cocky here. And a running boot to the cheek of Reece James as he goes top rope. And I believe landed on the stomach, but only just about can make his way to the cover for the crawl. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Reece James. Reece James still in this match, but maybe not for long. As Victor Saint. But the low kick, the low blow kick from Reece James, the referee didn't see it. The springboard forearm. And planting Victor Saint. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. What a phenomenal performance from these two men. And Reece James picking Victor Saint up, dropping it face first on the top turnbuckle. Reece James loves to do that little elbow frost thing. Dodged out of the way by Victor Saint, though. Look at how battered and bruised both men are. It's actually a miracle Reece James isn't busted open. Victor Saint with the submission from the top rope. But breaks the hold immediately, deciding that's not how he wants to finish Reece James. Look at the blood all across the canvas of the ring. And the cover from Reece James from the elbow. 1, 2, 3. Reece James picks up the win in his debut in a brutal back and forth match against Victor Saint. What a great performance from both of these two newcomers. You'll get used to that, Bob. Like, it happens. Like, a lot of matches do just end with, like, regular moves, unfortunately. Especially when, like, there's been so many moves hit prior, like finishes and signatures and stuff. It does happen. Reece James celebrate. Here it is, Remy Jr. making his MCW debut against Maya Dragomir. Remy Jr. not scared to approach Maya. Inviting him to trade of blows, which Maya graciously accepts. That's what you get, take these big strikes. That's what you get when you try and goad someone like Maya into a exchange of blows. But Remy holding his own here. Very even back and forth way to start this matchup. Both competitors now running and rushing and punching the heads of each other. As they then engage in chain wrestling. Maya wrenching the arm. Wins are just a bonus. That is true. And Junior taking advantage of the arm here. Trying to put as much pressure onto the shoulder blade of Maya. The leg takedown from Remy. Goes for the cover early. 1, 2. Already gets a 2 count. I thought he was very ambitious to go for that, but get a 2 count already off of that. And lifting Maya up here, taking it to the corner, dropping her head first onto the top turnbuckle. As he now climbs to the top rope here. Wait for Maya to get to her feet. Sort of diving elbow. Goes for the clothesline. Maya ducks underneath, but Remy returns. And consistent dodges between these two. Very with a clothesline to send Maya back down to the ground. As he gets Maya up. Goes for the springboard, moonsault, lands, connects from the middle rope. Now picking Maya Dragomir up, sending her into the ropes, and a big boot to the chest. Flexing to the crowd here. And a lovely takedown into the cover now. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Maya Dragomir. That's not enough though for Remy Jr., but Maya catches the leg. Return to a forearm, in for a roll-up here. Trying to catch the newcomer off guard. But a kick out before the referee can get to a 1 count. And the driver from Maya Dragomir. She attempts to get Remy Jr. into the submission. Remy managing to twist his body just about enough to be able to turn it into a pinfall here. 1. And it's obviously forcing Maya to break not only the pin but then the attempt on the submission hold. Goes for a springboard frog splash. Connects to the back of Maya as she's trying to get back to her feet. Crawls over to the ring. Remy goading the crowd. Now goading Maya. Maya's not someone that you want to goad, even if you have a lot of confidence. And this may explain why the diving clothesline to the back of the neck. She gets to her feet. Now targeting a seated Remy Jr. here. Remy gets the leg up. He gets Maya up into a powerbomb position, but chooses to alley-oop her forwards. Going for the cover there. 1, 2, and a kick out. Out for 2. A swanton bomb from Remy Jr. into the pinfall here. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Maya Dragomir. Remy almost can't believe it, but that's the kind of resiliency you have of the MCW roster. As he goes to the middle rope. Diving over, dragging Maya down with him. Goes for another springboard moonsault, but Maya gets the knees up this time. And the cutthroat. Into the pin. 1, 2, 3. The cutthroat from Maya Dragomir gets it done. As she takes home the win. Showing that maybe you don't need the most consistent dominance in the match, you just need the moment of opportunity to be able to gather your success. Oh. It was a very, very solid debut. Remy looked very good. Wasn't able to do what Reece James did, get a debut victory, but nonetheless looked pretty good. Had glitter in his eyes from Inamora's entrance. Yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. I like how a victory motion just... And here we go as Fantasma del Sol taking on Eric Revenant. Bell rings. Eric Revenant immediately with the running knee. But Fantasma with the reversal. And a super kick. Fantasma del Sol pushing Eric Revenant into the corner. Eric getting the elbow up. Sizing up Fantasma now. Of course, Fantasma one of the fastest men on the roster. But Eric Revenant one of the most brutal. Fantasma though running out of the ring to get the space that he needs, clearly catching Eric Revenant off guard. rare show of power from Fantasma del Sol. Fantasma not scared to keep the fight on the outside. Reversal from Eric Revenant. Tries to throw him into the announce table, but Fantasma managing to stop the momentum. Goes for the roll up here. Kick out at 1. Look at the speed of Fantasma. With the knees up from Eric. And another running knee. Fantasma face first onto the ropes there. Fantasma getting the leg up. And it looked like he went for the Hurricane Rana, but the reversal sit out powerbomb from Eric Revenant. But the roll up from Fantasma. 1. Referee took way too long to count, but it wouldn't have been a free count either way. Goes for the coffin drop, rolled out of the way by Eric Revenant. Dodging the grapple. Quick kick to the thigh. As both men start exchanging blows. Seen this a few times tonight. Could we maybe argue that exchanging blows this season is the new chain wrestling of last season? And as we're inviting another chop there from Eric. Already raining rapid punches onto the side of the head. No, it doesn't sound as nice, I agree. Midnight chain wrestling will always be the love of the game. Springboard crossbody from Fantasma. Going for the pin after the crossbody. 1. Kick out at 1. I mean, you were never going to win that off a normal crossbody. Now he goes to the corner. Spinning kick. But Eric Revenant playing possum, going for the pin. 1. Nope, not even on 1. Eric Revenant springboard crossbody of his own. Showing that he's not intimidated by the speed and flexibility of Fantasma's moveset, showing he can do just the same things. Looks like he was going for a power slam, but a reversal there. Dropping the back to the mat. Fantasma, it looks like he went for the stomp there, but a reversal cutter from Eric Revenant. When was the last time that stomp wasn't reversed? And the driver into the pin here. 1, 2, a kick out at 2. Stalking behind. Fantasma del Sol trying to catch him off guard with a huge clothesline. And Eric Revenant not allowing Fantasma any time, but maybe Fantasma doesn't need the time to be made. Super kick to the back of the head. And Fantasma with a springboard cannonball from the top rope. Off of it to the back of the... I'm sorry, I'm very fucking... Going top rope now. A huge drop kick from the top rope to the outside. Revenant planting Fantasma on the outside the ring. You can't win on the outside, and Eric knows that, fraying Phantasma back into the ring here. And he's not done with him there. As he's looking for another driver into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Phantasma. Springboard moonsault. Kick to the gut. Repeated stomps to the chest with an elbow to the side of the head. Just the aggression you see from someone like Eric Revenant, thrown straight into the corner, but the elbow got up by Phantasma. But the elbow from Eric Revenant. And a huge uppercut to the back of the neck. As Phantasma rolls onto the outside. And repeatedly stomping Phantasma into the ground on the outside of the ring. Go for his own top rope risk maneuver to the outside as a leg drop from the top. And a huge double foot stomp. I don't even know what that move is called. Throwing him into the steps. And look at the battered back of Phantasma. Corkscrew set on. I thought that was it, but I didn't want to look like an idiot. Even though I get moves wrong all the time, so I don't know why I was that bothered. Look like another Hurricane Rana attempt, once again reversed into a set-up powerbomb by Eric Revenant. I just watched Phantasma get stunned because his leg slightly jolted onto the steps. That is brutal if he loses via that. I'm so sorry, John, if that's how he loses. Alright, to be fair, I didn't look like he was going to lose through the stun. But that would have been fucking brutal. And once again, trying to lift him up for the driver, and it lands a third time. His third time the charm. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. It's not. 3 drivers kicked out by this man. He goes for the rolling kick. Revenant gets him up. Putting him right back down to the mat. Into the pin. Could this be it here? 1, 2, and it isn't. Revenant just trying every move in the book here to try and put down Kieran Black. Going for the pin. I don't even know what move that was fucking up in there by Phantasma. What the fuck was that? And the running knee to bust open Phantasma del Sol. Goes for the elbow drop though. Rolled out of the way by Phantasma del Sol. Eric Revenant still not giving in. But Phantasma rolling right back to his feet. And the forearm. And for the power slam. And Phantasma jumps to the top rope. That is dodged out of the way. But the rolling super kick. These Phantasmas looking for the stomp into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. like Phantasma was going to go for another stomp and then changed his mind. And dropping, busting Everett Revenant open. Mio and Brad just says Kieran randomly. And could this all be over here with a front slam into the pin? 1, 2, 3, and it is. Eric Revenant keeps his streak alive as he puts down Phantasma del Sol. What an incredible match from these two. I love that a lot of these newer talents or talents that are trying to make a name for themselves tonight have been really putting on bangers, showing why they have their place on the show. Alright, here we go. Tornado tag match. Free Radicals take on the Blacklist. Of course, this is Free Radicals' second tag match this season, losing to the Brotherhood on MCW 1 on their debut. Carrie Kelly immediately throwing Sawyer Ace into Amelia Hayes. And Free Radicals wasting no time showing why, even with their short reign, showing why they were a tag team champion. It's actually worth noting that Free Radicals are actually the only team in MCW that have been able to beat the current MCW tag team champions of Survival Instinct, of course, when Survival Instinct won the belt. They actually won their... They actually got their opportunity for the championships as well by beating Free Radicals in their debut as the number 4 in the More Contenders match. And then they dropped the belts to Free Radicals as Free Radicals offered a rematch to Survival Instinct, which they won and have held ever since. And Free Radicals will be looking to take home a win to be able to potentially climb their way back up the card. And it is one of the things that are worth noting for the Blacklist here, is you usually see the Blacklist accompanying John Black in MCW, helping him out. John could probably honestly accredit both of his wins this season to the Blacklist and accredit the loss that he had to them not being present. But yet when it's the Blacklist's turn to have their match in MCW, John Black's nowhere to be seen. Could this be a bit of anger and saltiness that from the Hollywood King over the absence of the Blacklist at Ground Zero? Or could this just be a simple case of a mentor trusting his mentees? Well, Sawyer Ace, no stranger to an MCW ring. Of course, actually feuded with John Black in season 1, and even took part in the Brawl for All Rumble match last year in as a little guest appearance. But this time he's not a guest at MCW, he's back to being a full-time roster member. Roll up here. Oh no, it wasn't the roll up though. Broken because of the kendo stick digging into the neck of Ben Brooks. Sorry, Race though now going after Corey Kelly. And the right noise to Corey Kelly. Now targeting the wrist. Amelia Hayes coming in with a chair. Going in for the pin now. One. And kick out at one. And you can see there Soy Race as well just grabbing a hold of Ben Brooks to make sure that he couldn't get up and break the pin. But Amelia Hayes is the true newcomer here. The only MCW roster member here in this match actually making their debut. Going for the pinfall now. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. But I think Sawyer would have broke it up regardless. With the grapple of Corey Kelly. Also, we tried to make it so Tornado Tags didn't have DQs, so they wouldn't go for weapons, but didn't happen. Submission locked in from Sawyer, but reversed out by Ben Brooks. Ben Brooks with a spear. A splash from the top rope. As he now goes in for the cover. 1. Broken up by Amelia Hayes. A set up powerbomb into the pin now. 1. Kick out at 1 for Amelia. Troy Race managing to whack the chair out of the hand of Amelia before she's able to utilise it with the headbutt, but still holding on with headbutt after headbutt to send Amelia crashing back down to the mat. And goes to take the steel chair to Ben Brooks, who wrestles it out of the grip. And it's Free Radical standing tall in the middle of the ring at the moment. Sawyer Race rolling out of the ring though to prevent the pin attempt. Going a sledgehammer on Amelia Hayes. She dodges out the way. Amelia Hayes slightly moving Ben Brooks into the way of Corey Kelly, who seems completely frozen. Why is Corey Kelly frozen? Why is Corey Kelly moving like Andre Cruz in the Rumble? Okay, there we go. That should hopefully take it out. It's a bit goofy, but at least they got fixed. Submission locked in on the outside, but it doesn't really matter. Even if Corey Kelly did tap, she didn't. But even if she did, wouldn't have mattered. The Leper Kids into a DDT. A spear attempt on Amelia Hayes, but she throws Ben Brooks to the side. But is met with the steel, the sledgehammer to the back. But Amelia Hayes doing her best here to successfully take on this 2v1 here. Choke slam onto the apron. And then reversed here. Amelia Hayes doing really well to hold off on her own here without Soy Race. Mounting Corey Kelly. And are these two just going to try to grapple each other when they can't? Okay, now they. Soy Race fighting Ben Brooks off. Locking in a submission maneuver here. Why did Amelia break that up? I mean, clearly she wanted the pin for herself, I guess. 1, 2, kick out at 2. This match is an absolute car crash in all the best ways. Trying to run the ropes. it is the Blacklist at the moment that are in full control. There's Amelia Hayes. Got the driver into the pin attempt there, but Corey Kelly breaking it up. So here's left Corey Kelly though returning the black to the mat. As now Free Radicals have a chance to take over here. And Brooks goes for the elbow, but Sawyer Race falling out of the way. Corey Kelly with the DDT. Sawyer Race taking Ben Brooks to the corner. Corey Kelly there to assist her tag partner. Kicks to the spine of Sawyer Race as he rolls out of the ring with the steel steps. Takes the steel chair to Amelia Hayes. Accidentally clips Ben Brooks there. You saw that Sawyer Race trying to go after Corey Kelly, but wasn't paying attention to Ben Brooks behind him. Able to jump with a face plant. Super kick from Corey Kelly to Sawyer Race. Sawyer Race rising up there, dodging the grapple, but still can't dodge the knee. An axe kick to the back of Sawyer Race. As Corey Kelly looks to get him back in the ring, but steel steps blocking the way. Amelia Hayes now. I have no idea what's going on. There is just so much going on. I feel like nobody is going for a pin for some reason. Chokes down onto the apron for Amelia Hayes. Sawyer Race gets back in the ring. And a Hurricane Rana of his own. He now goes in for the pin over Ben Brooks. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Corey Kelly utilising the ropes to choke the neck of Amelia Hayes. This match wouldn't have been as long if people just went for fucking pins. Don't really know why they weren't, to be honest. Powerbomb onto the apron and swinging into the apron, but Corey Kelly going for the pin, but Sawyer Race is going to break it up. And then immediately leaving the ring. Reversal from Amelia Hayes. Like he was going to go help Sawyer Amelia Hayes get the Irish whip and didn't bother. Free Radicals still the ones in control though. First one takes Sawyer onto the apron. Corey Kelly goes to the middle rope. Amelia Hayes moves out of the way though of the middle rope dive. Ben Brooks hitting the referee. And a spear onto the referee from Ben Brooks. Amelia Hayes, you could see when she dragged the referee into the way to avoid it and then roll out of the ring to not take any of the anger of Ben Brooks. The problem is, how long is the referee going to stay down here? Kind of upsetting that they went down because this match has been going on for fucking forever. Yeah, lock in a submission. There's no referee, so I feel like Corey Kelly reversed it anyways, but the referee back to his feet. So could that be a little bit of a training from John Black there, with his anger towards referees, maybe teaching Amelia to use the referees as a kind of get out of jail free card. Soria's got Ben Brooks up high. And planting him down. It's still Kari Kelly. Oh, goes in for the pin, but Kari Kelly's right there. I just wish that see, this is the problem with regular tags being broken, is tornado tags are also broken. They just don't take anywhere near as long as the regular tag matches do. Which sounds like I'm making a joke considering how long this match has gone on for, but going into the pin, 1, 2, kick out at 2 from Sawyer Ace. Amelia has truly stood out. Agreed, I think she has been the strongest performer in this match, which is saying something because she's the newest. She's the only one that's actually making a debut here. Looks rolling out of the way of Sawyer Ace. Super kick to the gut. Well, not super kick, but spin kick to the gut. As he now jumps onto the barricade. Tries to get off though. I mean, locking in a submission, like, again, it doesn't matter. You're on the outside of the ring. And, like, Sawyer did tap out there, but, I mean, again, it's outside the ring, it doesn't mean anything. Amelia Hayes, though, ducking, slide ducking underneath the kick. I've never seen that animation before. Pops up the knees to Kari Kelly. As she grabs the kendo stick. Tries to take it immediately to Kari Kelly, returns with a super kick. God, this match is taking fucking forever. Holy shit, can tag matches stop, like, being this broken? My God. It's just going on fucking forever. Like, I don't mean to, like, be dismissive of the match, but fuck me, I haven't got all night. I do want to go to bed at some point, and I've got 4 more matches to get through. The backbreaker. Sawyer Ace into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Can it end? When's it gonna end, Robbie? Yes, but I don't do the watch feature, because the watch feature just skips to the next match, which gives me no time to prepare theme songs. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. Going over the pin, but Ben Brooks breaks it up. Shocker. My lord, man. Like, does this game not understand that not every tag match has to last 400 years? Like, tornado tags weren't this bad last year. Going in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Thank fuck for that. The Blacklist win. With Amelia Hayes, the easy standout of the match, picking up the win. God, thank God for that. It was about time. Or you can be the hell that I have, which is having to witness fucking Blanky Chan chain wrestling to immediately begin this match. I mean, if anyone was going to start a match via chain wrestling, Elena Claire is the one. I read the certified bench warmer as the way that, like, you know, fucking Kendrick says certified pedophile. Certified bench warmer? Certified pedophile. What? TJ with a nice kick there to take Elena down. Roll up there from TJ, trying to get Elena Claire off guard. This would be a huge win for TJ Stevens here as well, of course, being able to defeat a World Cup finalist in Elena Claire. And he's also challenged for the international belt, I believe, twice. Taking the fight directly to TJ. Smashing the face onto the apron. Backbreaker there from Elena Claire to TJ Stevens. Lifting TJ back to his feet. Trying to take him back into the ring, but TJ wanting to do that on his own. But not just yet. Lifting Elena Claire up and a falling powerbomb at the top of the head, just about clipped the announce table there as well. Throwing Elena back into the ring. Caught by the kick of Elena. She climbs top rope. Diving elbow. Gets the elbow up. Big strikes from TJ to Elena. And they're looking in the submission here for Elena Claire, rolling him off. And the code breaker from Elena. As she picks TJ up. Closing towards the ropes. Dropping down. And I guess just running into him. And then a running clothesline. As she pays homage to the retired Lacana Toro. 1, 2, with the Operation Dragon. A wrestler that we know meant so much to Elena Claire. Brought her out of that deep depression that she was in during season 1 after his retirement. We're paying homage to one of MCW's most exciting luchadors, who is now, well, extinct, I guess. The big elbow from TJ Stevens. Waiting for Elena to get to her feet. And lifting her up on the neck. Go for the cover here. 1. The kick out at 1 from Elena. But that shouldn't be a surprise. She is one of the most resilient on the roster. Exchange of blows here. Just no tricks up either character sleeves. Just raw striking ability. who can outstrike the other. God, I am so fucking hungry. Sorry, completely unrelated, but I'm very hungry. I want to order a pizza, but I've got fucking £4 in my bank account. 1, 2, kick out at 2. That's a good question for everyone. What's your go-to pizza topping? And if you say pineapple, you can fuck off. Good to have it wrong, but she made very far into the World Cup last year, so it's a huge rip at TJ. I've literally already said this, Brad. I said that. Also, I don't know why you're saying correct me if I'm wrong. She was literally the runner-up. She was the finalist. And a coast to coast from TJ there. TJ, how did you know? Have you, like, done your research? Or did you just hear me say it? Banken? What the fuck is Banken, Alex? Watch back some shows on YouTube. Ah, nice. Banana pepper? You're banana on pizza, Brad. Go on, you know what though, TJ, I fuck with the research, you know, it shows you're dedicated. Always love when a man does his homework. And clearly it's paying off, as he seems to know what weaknesses to take to Elena. Like salmon. Everyone's just naming toppings to go on pizza that I've never heard anyone ever put on pizza. Going for the cover on Elena here. 1, 2, 3. TJ Stevens picking up the win on Elena Claire. That is huge for TJ Stevens. And I will say it's been all the new stars here pretty much that have won tonight, with the only exception being I guess technically Maya beating Remy, even though they're both new, but Maya technically had more matches, and Phantasm losing to Eric. Outside of that, it's been all the newest wrestlers winning. First, do you not know what a banana pepper is? No! I'm not American, Brad. Salmon with peppers and Alfredo sauce. See, Wendigo, the problem with that is that doesn't sound like a pizza. That sounds like a pasta. Sorry, Brad. I was I kind of forgot that I had to talk. I'm talking quieter because, you know, it's 10 p.m. and otherwise my downstairs neighbour will start complaining like a little bitch. But yeah, no, I was saying to Cam, don't feel bad that Remy lost, because he did look really strong. He just got caught by Maya at the end, and honestly, if you want a bit of advice, the only reason why he lost was because he doesn't have resiliency, whereas Maya does, so he just wasn't able to kick out as much. Also, yes, I have genuinely not heard of this chili that you guys keep talking about, or pepper or whatever. I didn't. I never heard of it. In my defense though, if I ever have like chili or peppers in food that I eat, I don't really make stuff myself that would have it, unless it's Caribbean food, and Caribbean food doesn't really use no, I know about peppers, Brad. Just I know about like Caribbean peppers. That's what I'm used to. You know that I grew up on Jamaican food. We should look into that. No, it gives him more aerodynamics so he can charge with his big fat head. Both men now exchanging blows here. If D-Way can somehow beat the Road to Glory briefcase holder, it'll do incredible things to his stock. Won't fix his hairline, but it will do incredible things to his career. Shit peppers. Right, Brad. You're just wrong. You're actually just so wrong. Like, you tell... Like, Brad, the moment that you actually have a fucking Scotch bonnet, then you can talk about what a good pepper is, alright? Give me a Scotch bonnet over any fucking pepper. Don't mind a habanero either, actually. I mean, I know that's not Caribbean, but still good. Goes in for the pin now, D-Way. Kick out before 1. Kind of, but I love spicy shit, so I need to take note. The Scotch bonnet, like Scotch as in like drink, like whiskey, and then bonnet, B-O-N-N-E-T. So got a similar spice to habanero. And the standing Spanish fly from Andre Cruz. Never did I think that tonight the most active conversation in the chat would be about fucking peppers. Lovely splash there from Andre Cruz from the top rope to the outside. Peppers and pizza toppings, yeah, that's true. See, to be fair, with pizza though, I am a little bit boring. I just have pepperoni. But I love a barbecue base. Well, no, obviously I have cheese, Alex, but like, that's not really a topping. That's just part of a pizza. It's like saying bread or like dough. Like that's just part of a pizza. Artesian style. What the fuck is artesian style? Also, Brad, whatever the one, the Philly cheesesteak one isn't something that we have on our Domino's. Artesian pizza. Let's have a look. Oh right, those types. I don't like those types of pizzas. Too much sauce for my liking. Way too much sauce. Jesus! Was that the brass knuckles? How did he... Fucking hell, I think he might have hit... I think he hit the brass knuckles there. Busting Andre Cruz open and planting him down. No good food in England. No, again, we do... like... Philly... I don't really care for Philly cheesesteaks. I've had an actual Philly cheesesteak before. I don't like it. There's not really much flavour in it. For me, anyway. It's just cheese and meat. It's like basically every other sandwich. I don't like beans on toast. Beans are grim. And the headbutt from D-Way. 1, 2, and a kick out with 2. That could have been D-Way's best chance in this match. The brass knuckles busting open into the headbutt. D-Way with the splash. Need to cook you a good Philly then, because with the right seasoning and cheese it's heavenly. I mean maybe, but like I just It just doesn't seem like something that would appeal to me. Yeah, literally, Alex, that's exactly what I think. That they are too chewy. I don't like chewy meat. It's wrong. Like, I don't want chewy meat. That's why I don't really like steak that much. Literally, Alex, you've just took the words out of my mouth before I even said them. That's insane. Like, it's, yeah, it's too chewy. I don't care. If I'm gonna have meat, I want it to be like Caribbean meat, where it's like slow cooked for days. And a Spanish fly from Andre Cruz trying to put D-Way down here. 1, 2, ooh, kick out at 2. Like, give me a curry goat with the goat, like, slow cooked for, like, 3 days. Oh, fuck. That shit's sexual. You say yourself, you should be an expert on meat in your mouth. Touche. But that's why my meat opinions are better than yours. Andre Cruz. Now trying to take more fight to D-Way, moving him away from the ropes here. As he goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Alex, genuinely, you're freaking me out right now because toast was exactly what I was going to make after stream. You're actually me right now. Listen, TJ, what you need to remember, right? It is fucking 10 PM for us. Ain't no one want to start cooking loads of meat at 10 PM. Going for the pin. Oh, it was a cocky pinfall from D-Way here. And the kick to the back of the neck into the pinfall. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Andre Cruz. D-Way nearly did it there. So nearly beat the odds. This has probably been D-Way's best ever performance, I'd actually argue. This is an incredible performance from the cockiest man in MCW. And the frog splash from the top rope. And then waiting to get up again. D-Way could absolutely finish this here with the super kick, running the ropes. With the kick to the back of the neck again. 1, 2, 3. D-Way picks up the win against Andre Cruz. Incredible win for D-Way. That is the best that man has ever looked. He clearly took a lot of motivation from that beating from Max Black. No, they eat their beans on toast. I don't make beans on toast. Beans on toast is shit. No, Alex, you're so right. Toast is genuinely very underrated. You know, not everything has to be an extravagant meal. Give me a good old slice of toast. You know, some proper butter. Oh. Unless they're green, beans suck. Disagree. Best beans, kidney beans. Oh. Or I'll make an exception for barbecue pit beans. Where it's like got pulled pork and all that shit in it. Oh. 9-grain sourdough toast. I raise you tiger bread toast. Brad, tiger bread toasters. Or. Yeah, exactly, Alex. That's meat. That's how meat should be cooked. Slow and melt in your mouth. And here it is, the International Championship of MCW. Being fought for by Diego Barbosa. Being defended by Frankie Vendetta, who successfully defended his belt after he shockingly beat Doug Foster for it on an episode of MCW TV, and then successfully defended in a hardcore match
a brutal hardcore match where he put Doug Foster through the hell to get that rematch, and he successfully defended the title. And now his biggest challenge yet, Diego Barbosa. And this is a true sink or swim moment for Frankie Vendetta as champion. Diego still on the search for his first title in MCW. Give me 1 sec, I've got to respond to something. Let me get rid of that pop-up. Frankie Vendetta taking down Diego Barbosa. Diego getting to his feet, but Frankie breaking it. Goes for a body splash, but Diego moves out of the way. And Frankie managing to wrench the waist of Diego Barbosa here as the Da Vinci Violence with the takedown on Golden Boy Diego Barbosa. And the ropes drop kick to the side of Diego. Diego with a reversal. Throwing Frankie into the referee. The backbreaker. Must have been unintentional. Diego would never throw a wrestler into the referee on purpose. He's a man who has respect for the profession of refereeing. Which is quite surprising for a man who used to play football. With a sport where referees are probably the biggest target. He climbs to the top rope here. Over a leg drop and it lands. Going for the cover now. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 from Frankie. Also, John, I'm assuming that you're still cool with calling right after stream to discuss the next show, right? Both men exchanging blows. And Frankie invading more chops from Diego. Not shocking for a man who craves violence the way he does. But now Diego doing the same. But he actually catches the chop. Both men exchanging rapid punches to the side of the head. Nice, yeah. Just because I don't know how free I'll be tomorrow, so it'll be nice to get the actual planning done out the way. And Frankie running from corner with the Bulldog. Frankie goes top rope. And a swanton bomb to Diego Barbosa. Into the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 from Diego. Diego rolling to the apron here, trying to create some space. That's a veteran instincts. Back body drop onto the apron to Diego. biting the fingers of Diego out of the view of the referee. A spine buster. As Frankie goes top rope again. And a swanton to Diego again into a pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Diego Barbosa. Again, showing the resilience that we've known from Diego for a while. Man who appeared on the first show of MCW ever last season and is still here. Goes for a drop kick but dodged out of the way by Frankie. Clothesline after clothesline. You can see how bruised the front of the neck of Diego is after all these clotheslines. Frankie going middle rope. Telling Diego to get to his feet. A huge elbow to the top of the skull. And a pile driver, busting Diego open. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Diego. Frankie, sorry, still not done with Diego here. Diego rolling out of the way of the kick. Diego with a knee to Frankie. As he used the ropes to pick himself up off the apron. Diego with the fists. Sending Frankie crashing down to the outside. Taking the fight now. You can see a bit more aggression in Diego here. We don't see that often from him. But we also don't see him fight for a title much. Throwing him into the steel steps. This is not Diego Barbosa as we normally see him. Jesus Christ, Alex. You still didn't spell it right. Damn, your dyslexia got your ass. Combination strikes from Diego Barbosa to Frankie Vendetta. Diego sets up into the corner, looking for the penalty kick. And it connects. But Frankie getting back into the ring here. Diego lifting Frankie up. But Frankie with the reversal into the backdrop. Diego crawling to the corner here. Value powerbomb from Frankie Vendetta. As he now goes to the top rope. Could he be going for a third swanton bomb here? And he is. But Diego gets the knees up. Goes for a drop kick. He wants Frankie on his feet. But Frankie catching the forearm. Taking Diego to the ropes. These ropes get as much height on that as he possibly could. Take Diego back down to the mat. Twisting the neck. Taking his time getting Diego up. Now running towards the ropes. Goes for the knee, but Diego runs out of the way. But is still caught by the punch. And he's taking him down with the submission. Will Diego Barbosa tap out here? And Diego Barbosa with the reversal to get out of it. A very creative reversal there. Frankie Vendetta though rolling out of the way. Diego with a big drop kick. Into a second drop kick. Ducking underneath. But a running cross body. into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Frankie Vendetta. Diego setting up for another penalty kick here. And it connects once more. But Frankie with the reversal. Diego with the mat slam. And Diego climbing top rope here. Looking for the coup de grace. And it lands. Diego crawling over to Frankie. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 from Frankie Vendetta. And Diego with the penalty, going for the Pele kick, but it's pushed out of the way by Frankie, who dodges, throws towards the ropes, dives underneath, leapfrogs over the top, and plants him back down to the mat. Frankie Vendetta climbing to the top rope for a 4th swanton bomb into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Frankie Vendetta has defended his international championship in fantastic fashion. It looked like Diego had it all at the end there. If he had just connected that Pele kick at the end, then we could be looking at a new international champion. But Frankie, with one last ditch effort, pushing the leg out the way. And then hitting a 4th swanton was too much for the Brazilian to endure. As that's the moment that Frankie Vendetta defended his international championship against one of the biggest names in the company. You see the bruises all over his face, holding that championship, and every week that goes by, Frankie Vendetta proves he is championship material. There was talks when he first won that belt off Doug Foster that it was a fluke. It was pure luck. And I think between this